Hello, hello, hello. It's Christine Michelle, and I am here on Facebook and also on Instagram. And today I am going to be sharing a story. This is my story of ancestral veneration and what a huge breakthrough that I just recently had on a group call. And it really, like, being vulnerable, especially on group calls, can be a challenge for me and with others. And a lot of what I am going to share with you today is going to help you break free and also just really integrate the learnings, integrate what came up on the call. And so the name of the call, it is a call in the experiment with Sheina Raskin. If you guys haven't checked Sheina out, definitely check her out. It's $33 for this 30-day experiment of really embodying your work. She is a very successful, very talented body embodiment leader, and her movement is called Body Talk. So if you have questions, you want the link, message me. I'll get you the link, or I'll drop all the links in the comments later. So I felt very called to go up. I felt called to share where I thought, like, the name of the call was the glass shattering call, right? So it's like a glass breakthrough call. And so in the call, like, I felt very, very led to come up. And so before I came up, Sheina shared with her audience that we were both in a mastermind together. And one of my shares had made her go, like, I need to watch this again because of the way I spoke, because of the way I, like, presented everything. She just really felt like so led to watch it again. And I remember when we were at Living Brave Live last year, she said that really inspired her. She got a voice coach and really inspired her to just become the badass speaker that she's become. And so she didn't know this at the time, but her highlighting that was exactly one of the things that I wanted to talk about. Because for those of you who know me, I have been in this industry, I've been riding hard for this industry and what I'm doing as personal development, manifestation, business, all of those things since 2012, right? Since 2012. And in that mastermind, I was highlighted over and over and over again, 5 out of 5 times, for having one of the best presentation. And there was part of me who felt comfortable in masterminds, in these spaces, for showing up. How many of you, like, if you're watching this on the replay, put some ones in the comments if you've ever felt very comfortable in mastermind spaces, in spaces that may seem like more of a safe space for you to show up, more than you do in your own, like, social media channels, the open channels. Let me know if you've ever felt that, because that's what I guess I felt, which I didn't know, because you guys know I show up every single day. I post every single day. I do the most. But the reason why I brought this up to her is because I felt like there was a glass ceiling, because I felt that no matter how much I show up, no matter how brilliant my content is, there was always something. And it was like I was sitting in a glass jar. It's like I can't get out. Like, people can see me, but they don't come at it. They are not buying at the level that I know that they should. And I'm watching, like, all of my peers just shoot up, like, $1 million months and all of these things. And I feel like I'm just standing still. And so what Sheena's work is she pays attention to how you're speaking. She pays attention to your words, but she also pays attention to your body. She reads your body. And so she read my eyes, and the eyes were like, and then my hands kept doing this. And she's like, let's go there. And so she brought me into like your eyes, and she's like, you're like this. And she's like, what's going on there? And I'm like, I don't know. But I didn't say I don't know, because we always know, right? And so if you fast forward to, I sat in that emotion for a while with my eyes open, and it became very obvious that it was ancestral. It was a shock. It was like, there was this pain. And she said, so when you're sitting in this pain, like sitting here, and I'm like this, and she's like, you're sitting in this pain, sit with it for a while so that you can hear what it's saying. So I sit with the pain, I sit with the discomfort, and I'm like, I'm very uncomfortable because this is in front of a big audience, right? I'm like, and what it was telling me, she's like, you may not know the ancestor, you may not have known what would happen, but what happened in that lifetime for that ancestor is that they were very strong, very powerful, very vocal, the leader of that society. And their strength, their power, their ability to speak and stand up and do all those things, they were loved, very beloved in their environment, in their community, very beloved in the entire like country, state. I don't know what it was, but they were just very beloved, and I could feel that. And then there came some kind of betrayal where they were killed, like you see it like this, killed for speaking up, for standing up for their community the way they were, or for the leadership, whatever they were doing, they were wiped out, unalived. And so there's, of course, while I'm feeling this and I'm sharing this story, I'm like crying. I'm like, oh my God, like, oh no, like I'm like crying and I'm feeling it, and she's like, so what does that mean for you? She's like, what does that mean for you? What does that mean for how you're showing up, right? What does that mean? And so if we go into the feeling, if you allow your body to feel the feeling that's coming up and let the story come through your body, the feeling was, the more I show up in my like public spaces, take up bigger space, that I would be killed. Let that land. Like, I thought I would be unalived for showing up. And it was totally unconscious, stuck in the body because it was ancestral, right? So then on top of that, on top of thinking that, like, so with this body work and with what she shared, with what she was able to bring out of me, so not only on top of that did I think that I would be killed or destroyed or unalived, right, because of standing out and because of speaking and because of like being seen by unsafe spaces, right, spaces that weren't like controlled spaces, like my mastermind and things. She's like, that's why I was so, like, I'm all about me, all about standing up, all about speaking in controlled spaces, even my groups and the things. But big visibility outside of that feels dangerous. It felt dangerous to my body. So we dove deep into that even more. How many of you are picking up what I'm putting down? So the body told me that the reason why I felt like I was at a glass ceiling, the reason why I feel like, multi six-figure years are just like the ceiling, is because the more I stand up, the more I speak, the more danger I'm in, right? So this is the feeling. So then we kept going deeper and we kept going deeper into the feeling. And so then she's like, there's something on the shoulders. And I was like, a big part of it was I feel like what I'm doing, the work that I'm doing it for my ancestors. And it's interesting because I had just written a post and I was talking to my close proximity clients, and I was like, the work that you're doing, it's not for them, it's with them. And it's funny because in that moment I said, I'm doing everything for them. And do you feel like how much pressure that puts on you if you feel like I'm doing everything for my family, or I'm doing it for these people, or I'm doing this, so that we can get all this and we can win. And if I don't win, and right? How many of you can pick up what I'm putting down? Or can you feel the pressure that's there? And so as we were talking, I was like, oh, wow, I can feel where I'm putting this pressure on myself. And so she's like, well, what if you could see it as you really are doing it with them? What if the work that you're doing and everything that you're doing right now is you're doing it with your ancestors? You're on the shoulders of everything that they've given you, all of the power, all of the wisdom, all of the gifts, everything. You're standing on their shoulders, but you're also standing with them. How would you show up, and how much less pressure would you put on yourself if you were able to decide that I'm being so supported by, God within me, ancestors, past lifetimes, everything is here to support me in everything that I'm doing. Do you know how amazing that is? And so that wasn't it. So as we're still going and I'm really tapping in, she's like, so the heartbreak, because there was a big feeling of heartbreak in my body. I felt every time I do something, I go all in, I stand up, I'm like, here we go, right? I built myself up to protect myself from if nothing happens, right? It's like there's this underlined, I put it all out there. Yep, I did all the things. Yep, and it didn't work. So she's like, yeah, you see those hands? You're like, yeah, and so instead of being hurt by it, right, I avoid the heartache to just be like, whatever. How many of you have felt that? Like, have you ever felt like I've given it all? I put it all on a table, and and so you do that over and over and over and over and over again, and then you're like, well, yeah, I'll go out there, I'll do it all, but I'm not expecting anything else, and if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. So it's kind of like, And so the big additional breakthrough, because I had so many breakthroughs on this call, was also that I'm just like, whatever. And so every time I'm just like, whatever, instead of being like, whatever, I get to say like, and I don't need to avoid heartache anymore. And I am supported, and I'm being held by my ancestors, by God, universe, source, by the powers within me and all around me. Do you see? So like instead of going, I'm going, I am so supported. And so that means instead of slowing down the promotion, or instead of feeling like, I'm not going to get excited about it because it never works out for me, or it never blows up the way I know it should, instead of going here with the hands, I'm going here with the hands and saying, yes, I'm here, and yes, let me listen to the ancestors. Let me listen to God within me. Let me listen to, my body and where it's leading me, knowing that every step and everything that I'm doing is always leading me in the right direction. Can you feel the power that's within what I'm saying? Like, there's so much power here. Because it's so easy, right? And it feels safe. If you consistently show up for yourself, and you're showing up for yourself, and You say this is going to be the $1 million year, or this is going to be the year that I blow up. This is the year that everything just falls into place the way it can. And you keep moving and you keep moving, and then you feel like, but it didn't. To protect yourself, you just be like, oh, I'm prepared for it because it didn't happen, whatever. But what if instead of that, you decided to see that you are so supported? And that every step that you took, everything that you're doing, every way that you're showing up for yourself is all building. It's all building on top of each other. It's all building on top of each other. I think about me, and I think about myself, and I think about being in this industry and doing, like, having my own business since 2012, 2013, right, y'all? Like, what's that, 13 years? Something like that, 12, 13 years. And I think about, yes, I've had colleagues and peers come up and shoot up. I mean, I've seen people come in after me and they've shot up to like $1 million months, and they've got hundreds of thousands of people in their memberships, and like they're just blowing the F up. And I could sit there and be like, when's my turn? Have you ever felt that? When's my turn? I've done all the things. When's my turn? Have you ever felt that? Have you ever felt that? And so what I decided to do in that moment, instead of being like, when's my turn, is like, oh my God, the blow up is here. It's already here. It's already happening. It's already happening because I've laid the groundwork, and all of those things are like building on top of each other and building on top of each other and building on top of each other. So every post, everything, every live stream, every video, everything that I've ever done, every promotion, every program, everything you're doing, what if you saw it all as just building on top of each other, building on top of each other, building on top of each other? What if you saw it as paying into, like you've paid into the proverbial, like your savings, right? You've paid into this savings, and the interest is accruing, the interest is accruing, the interest is accruing. There's a coach that she tells the story, and it's about pineapples. And she says, you know, it takes 2 years for like a pineapple tree or something to like really blow up, right? That also happens with like bamboo trees, right? So you plant the bamboo tree. You plant it. It's there. You water it, and it takes years. And then all of a sudden, boom, that thing shoots out of the ground. It becomes so big. It's like, boo! And so for this coach, she calls it pineapple season. She's like, your pineapple season is coming. Your bamboo season is here. That's what I'm saying. Your bamboo season is here. So what if you were able to see that everything you've ever done is all still in play? It's all still working for you. It's all still building so much, like, goodwill, for lack of a better word. It's building up so much goodwill. It's building up, like, it is, you are being paid back in so many ways, and you don't recognize it yet, and you're going to see it eventually. Yeah. How many of you are picking up what I'm putting down? And so instead of saying, like, when is my time coming? Is it my time yet? And where are the people, right? What if you said, every single thing that I've ever done in my entire life has built me for this moment? Every post that I've done, every time I've answered a question, every program that I've made, every, handout that I've done, everything is all building on top of each other. And if you knew that your bamboo tree was about to shoot up today, and you were about to have 1,000 people all rush into your program, or all rush into your thing that you've created today, are you ready for it? Are you ready? Really answer that. Are you ready for it? Because we say we want all of this, and we say we want all of this stuff to happen. And for me, in this, it was so beautiful, because it was like, oh, I was like, oh yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. And so if I just walked every single day of, I'm already ready, everything's unfolding for me, everything's working out for me, instead of wondering, when is it going to be my time, right? I decided that I'm no longer afraid, right? Your ancestors, all of the wisdom and all of the things that you've been passed along, they are not passing along fear to you. They are not passing along anything to you that is going to keep you playing small. In fact, they want you to play big, because they did the things so that you could stand on top of what they've accomplished and do even more. And so if you take, right, the pressure to perform and to do things and to save your ancestors, blah, 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 take that all off your shoulders and decide, you picking up what I'm putting down? You decide that I am walking side by side with my ancestors, walking on with the support of the wisdom and the gifts that they have passed down to me, and that I am supported in so many ways that I cannot see. Everything that I've done is supporting me and bringing me to where I am. Then where would you be? How would you show up today? Another big part of the call, this breakthrough. Guys, the breakthrough was good. Are y'all picking? Yeah, did y'all hear my breakthrough? If you're just joining, watch it from the beginning. This glass ceiling breakthrough call, I guess that's what it's called, group call, it really brought some clarity to my eyes about places where I have been like kind of being like, yeah, I'm going to go all in, go all in, go all in. And then if I don't see, right, if I don't see necessarily the results that I want, like the big results that I want, that I energetically pull back. And I was energetically pulling back because of the fear that I would be unalived if I'm saw by too many people. So let me tell you another story. So in May, I was a part of I Made It May. How many of you, I mean, there was 1,000 women in there. If you were a part of I Made It May, definitely put that in the comments as you're watching this, #replay. And so I was showing up. I made it May, baby, I made it. I posted every single day. I made sure I had 10 touch points every single day. I was showing up in the group. At the time, I was talking about my AI, and I was really showing up, like big. And I was getting more eyes on me. Everything was like unfolding the way I wanted it to. I was like, yes. And of course, as I started to really take up space, there was somebody who was a part of the group who did not like that. She didn't like the fact that I was talking about AI. And I was talking about AI from a standpoint of divinity, that we have the divinity and we get to be the ones to, direct it how it goes. But she didn't like it at all. And so this woman, what she did was she attacked me. She told me I had, what did she say? Oh, I had entities attached and that I was demonic and all this kind of stuff. I mean, she was going off on me. And it was right in the time where it was right after my mom had her stroke. My sister and I had come here to New Orleans so that we could take care of her. And so it was like all of the things that could happen to slow me down from showing up all came at once. Now, I didn't stop showing up, but I noticed, and I can say this now because June is over, I noticed that I did step back from showing up the way I did in June after May. And I had a great month in June. June was a multi-5-figure month. It was great, but it wasn't what I know it could have been had I kept the foot on the gas and had I continued to show up. But it was because of that. You remember when I said that she saw in my body the fear, and there was that ancestral fear. Now we have released that. Now I know there is no fear for me to die if I show up. I also know that the ancestors aren't here to make me afraid to show up. They're here to support me, right? To stand on their shoulders, to walk side by side with them. So I can look at things very differently, and I don't even in any moment, like right now, I have a in-person experience. It's an in-person experience for one particular woman that gets to come to be in New Orleans with me. We are going to do this ancestor veneration. We're going to do this connecting to your real true message, because one of the other things that we talked about in the breakthrough call, I had another reading years and years ago with Jayale, and Lee told me that in one of my lifetimes I was Cassandra. So Cassandra is like, the world is burning, it's going to be bad, right? She's trying to warn the people from Troy, right? Do not open the doors. And no one wanted to listen to her, right? Because she was the crazy lady on the street. And she's like, so this lifetime you could choose to be Belle, right? Singing and just being my happy, lovely self and just saying what I want to say and trust that people will listen and not caring if it's just the birds and the trees and all the stuff. Or I could be Cassandra and I could speak and just be angry about it and nobody's listening and all of that stuff. So of course I'm choosing Belle. Who does it? Cassandra or Belle. But when I think about what I created, right, for the ancestral veneration, for all of those things, one of the biggest things about when you think that you can be destroyed because of your message, or you think you can be unalived and have all the fear that was associated with what I was experiencing, right, all that fear, you start to look outside of yourself for messaging and for hacks and for like, what can I get to work on and all of this stuff. And it was maybe this whole year, I have like taken my head and turned it from any other side and like started to just only look at my paper to decide I'm going to do messaging the way I want it. I'm going to talk about people the way, talk about the work and what I do the way I want it. I'm not listening to anything else. I'm not doing anything else, right? And so a piece of that experience, the in-person experience, that is 2 days with me, 2 days together in a luxury experience, is about having your eyes on your paper and connecting back to your trueness, connecting back to the ancestors, connecting back to God within you, to be like, what is my way? And have I allowed anything else to like shake up the things that are in here? But if you are afraid of being unalive, or afraid of, if I'm different, people will see me, or if I'm too unique, I'm going to stand out, then what do you normally do? What do you do? Put it in the comments. You're not your unique self. You dumb down your messaging. You don't say the things that you know you were meant to say. Have you ever done that before? I know I have. And so this breakthrough call, thank you, Sheina, again. It was such a beautiful breakthrough call. If you guys are not a part of the experiment, it's $33. Join her experiment. I'm telling you, I have a link. I will give it to you. This breakthrough, glass ceiling breakthrough call really showed me all of the reasons why the things that I have been working towards, like, for example, keeping my eyes on my own paper, seeing anyone that I work with or spend time with as colleagues, we walk side by side, no one's on a pedestal, right? I kicked everything from the pedestal. But the next step, in order for me to really own my uniqueness, the next step to own my uniqueness was what? Owning my voice and showing up 100% in that power. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? And so in order for me to lead that beautiful soul that is coming to me and coming with me to Divinity Embodied, to come here to New Orleans and to like really tap into their ancestors and the veneration and tap into their messaging and change the world the way they know they were meant to, I needed this last piece. And this last piece was really about showing up even more in my power and my uniqueness, and not being afraid if people don't understand or if they don't get it. I mean, because what? I talk about frequency. I talk about woo and the do. Like, I mean, I've been talking a lot about nervous system and how it's not about regulation anymore for my audience. It's not about regulation, right? It's about expansion. It's about not like regulating yourself to calm. It's going to be about leaning into the discomfort and moving forward. And so that's a big thing to talk about. It's a big difference in the industry. It's not what most people are talking about. And if I'm afraid to start talking about this and start saying that, oh my goodness, like you are feeling the push, you're feeling the crunch, you're feeling nervous about like what you want to say, if I'm not truly telling you that what I really want to say, right, then I am not leading you in the way that you get to be led. And so this breakthrough call was next level. It's another piece to being divinity in a body. It's another piece to letting go of any preconceived societal anything that has been placed upon me that I am like I no longer agree with, or I'm no longer riding with or riding for. And so listen to this and say, is there any part of me where I say I want to be seen more? I say, when is my turn, but there's a piece of me maybe pulling back. Is there a piece of you and your body that feels a little, oh. If there is, lean into it. Lean into it and ask your body what it's telling you. Because it told me so much. And now the fear or the whatever, the dread or whatever is not there. The heartbreak of not being selected, because the big piece was, when is it going to be my turn? I'm tired of being the best kept secret. But instead of fighting against that, it was like, instead of like saying, I'm just going to be the best kept secret, or it's not going to take off the way I want, I now know that I get to like hold in my hands the power of the ancestors. I get to not protect myself from heartache, because guess what? There's no more heartache anymore, because I am so protected and so loved, and everything that I'm doing is protected, is supported. It really brought out the source code. And the source code is remembering that you are divinity, and that God within you and all around you, not afraid of anything. Not afraid of anything. There's no need to be afraid. There's no need to have the fear. And if you feel something in your body coming up, instead of making your body wrong for it, give yourself the ability to just sit with it and say, okay, what are you showing me? What do I get to learn here? Where do I get to lean in? Because that experience of leaning in really skyrocketed me, opened me up. This is a quantum jump. I feel it in my body. A quantum jump I just experienced. Which brings me to, if you are feeling the desire for a quantum jump, for stepping into certainty like you've never stepped in it before, for the next day and a half, my next mini mind, which it's a short-term mastermind, which I normally don't do. All of my masterminds are like 6 months to 12 months. It's called Source Coded, 4 weeks, and you get a one-to-one call with me, which I usually don't do either. It's on sale for $888 just for the next day and a half, because it starts on 8/8. And I have never done, have you guys ever done like, what do you call those Lion Gate promotions? I've never done a Lion Gate promotion. Yes, 12 years or 13 years of business, I have never done a Lionsgate promotion. And I'm a manifestation person and I've never done one. So this is it. There you go. You can come into, it's $15.55 normally for this 4-week mastermind source coded, but you can get in for $8.88. And if you're interested in that, message me because it's going to be kick ass and we can start with your one-to-one call now. It starts on 8/8, but we can do the one-to-one call now and get you started, hit the ground running. And so in addition to that, I also have a free experience. How many of you have seen my free experience? I've been seeing like so many messages about people joining. It is called WooDo, the anatomy of expansion. It is so good. I am going to be talking about creation, quantum jumping, magic, and like from ways that I haven't talked about it before in a very long time. And so if you are interested in the anatomy of expansion, I'm going to talk about the 5 elements of expansion. So good. And how these all play a role in your quantum leap. It's free. The link is in my bio. If you are interested in it, definitely jump in because this is going to be a 3-day experience that will change your entire life. It's happening at the end of this month on July 28th at the time of this recording. And if you join before the 21st, which is, it's a free experience, you join before the 21st, everyone that joins gets to be in the secret Telegram group where I'm going to drop all of these audios and all of this stuff throughout the 21st through the 28th. And then I'll drop some other secret things during the 3-day experience. So I will drop, that link is in my bio if you are on Instagram. If you are here on, I'm going to put it in because Facebook, you guys can take the links, but we know that our people here can't. Oh, and if you guys want to join the experiment with Sheina, I think it's still open for you. You can access all of the older recordings and just join it. I just dropped it in my bio. If you're on Instagram and you're like, where are the links for the experiment and things like that, just message me and I'll get you that link. But again, if you are interested in source coded at the $888 price point, you got to message me directly if you're on Instagram. But if you are on Facebook, I just dropped the payment link there. There's only a certain amount of space because I'm doing a one-to-one call with everyone and it's a mastermind. I kind of want it to be an intimate mastermind. So I'm thinking max 20 people. So if you are feeling source coded is the place for you and you want to get in before it goes up to $15.55, message me. So let me wrap this up because I didn't expect it. This is not planned. I don't go live as often, but I just felt that this was such a huge breakthrough and that this breakthrough is going to make a difference for everyone. Number one, instead of looking at when is my turn, right? Instead of looking at when is my turn, I've paid into the system. I've shown up every single day. It's not working for me. Instead of looking at anything that way, start to say every single thing that you have ever done for yourself, your business, is all paying in, is all building up to a huge explosion in your favor. What if every day you woke up and said, I am about to blow up and everything's going to blow up in my favor? Like there's a huge explosion in my favor. What if you woke up every day saying, what would it take for me to have the huge explosion in my favor today? Because instead of saying, when's my turn, you get to say, every day is my turn. Everything that I'm doing is building onto this huge thing that I know is unfolding. So that's number one. Number two, instead of thinking that everything you're doing is for your ancestors and putting it on your shoulders, right? Instead of saying everything is for the ancestors, right? What if it's with the ancestors? And what if you're on their shoulders because they're the gifts and all the things that they've given you, it's on the shoulders of the ancestors. But really also, I like to see it as walking with the ancestors, and that they're like the gifts, the wisdom, all of that is flowing through you. It's within your bloodline. Like, it's within your blood. It's within the lifetimes that you've lived. I did one of the things that I brought up during that call, the breakthrough call, was I had a reading. If you guys don't know Danielle Laura, find her. She's amazing. And she said that she saw that 1,023 lifetimes, and they all were surrounding me, and they all were dropping in all of the wisdom and all of the things that I've learned in those lifetimes, all of the gifts I have access to, all of the things were all there for me to cherry pick and be like, oh, I want that, I want that, I want that. What if you started to see that, like, and I gathered that and I was like, oh yeah, support, support, support. But what if you could also see every ancestor that has ever lived is also supporting you, dropping gifts, dropping knowledge, dropping wisdom, and just being like, here you go, here you go. All the angels and the ancestors and the ascended masters and God, universe, source within you and all around you, all of that is there to support you. What if you saw that you were that supported? Would you be worried about launching something really quickly, or saying something that's controversial, or, showing up in a way that you're showing up? Would you really be worried about that if you knew that there was thousands upon thousands upon thousands walking with you? I venture to say no. I venture to say no. And so I am here to tell you, to remind you that everything is always working for you and always working in your favor. Even if you feel like, but they're blowing up and I'm not blowing up just yet, and when is my turn? Say, nope, my turn is always now. Everything is working for me. And so, it has been an honor to spend the last 40 minutes just chit-chatting. This was like totally unplanned. I had no notes. I just knew I just wanted to tell you this story because there is someone that's going to listen to this story and be like, oh my goodness. Like, they're going to say, wow, I've been holding myself back because I was afraid of this or afraid of that. And that fear will diminish just because of the work that I did. The codes that came through me are now available for all of you to snatch. All of you to be like, okay, I got that code too. Okay, yes, that code I'm receiving. Without having to go through all of the things, you can just take the codes. This is why we all are here and we're all connected and working together. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Okay. Oh, this has been such a joy. If you are watching on Instagram or listening on my podcast, because we're going to put this on the podcast too, definitely reach out for links. And if you have questions, I look forward to speaking to you in my DMs. Hugs and kisses and all of the feels. Let's stay bougie, be divine, and stay healed, diva. Let's go. Bye.